In these days, the biggest story of immigration is circulating around the United States because Donald Trump is going to take oath in January 2025. Strange type of news coming which we normally did not see earlier in the immigration history. I never saw that Canada is claiming to United States and United States is claiming to Canada regarding immigration. First time in the history, president, expected president, mean president of United States, Biden definitely have some days. The upcoming president of United States, Donald Trump, is telling 25% tariff on Canadian goods and Mexico goods when Donald Trump was talking in election campaign 2024 regarding Mexico 25% tariff, I was not taking serious. I was taking that this is just election statement against Mexico, and when Donald Trump will be president, these changes will not occur. But now, as a acting president, just before president oath, mean as a president, Donald Trump is talking about 25% tariff on Mexico. I may ignore news if only Mexico need to pay 25% goods taxes to sale in United States. It was not biggest news for me because Mexico is a little bit involved in the movement of undocumented migrants from the Mexico. According to news, Mexico did not stop in the last years. If you just analyze the situation in the last 5 to 10 years, Mexico deliberately did not stop illegals, undocumented migrants moving from the Mexico to the United States. Most precious breaking biggest news for me when Donald Trump is talking about 25% tariff on Canadian goods. It's not it's not normal. We never saw in the past regarding Canada and USA. I can give you some examples. Canada, United States, as an immigration partner, they were friends, and they were just like brothers. I give you examples. If any immigrant who is not able to settle in US in the last 20 years or 10 years, he always tried to use his luck in Canada. There was no any punctuality, there was no restriction in the Canada at Canada US border if you have US visa. If you have used US visa, it was very easy to inoculate into the Canadian territory. Similarly, if you have Canadian visa, if you want to use United States as your migrant destination, there were a lot of Canadians, migrants who moved from Canada to the United States in the last 10 to 20 years, and they were very successful and they were able to change Canadian legal status to the US legal status. Especially Asian countries, most of Asian countries, migrants from the United States to the Canada, they are settled and they are nationals of the Canada. But now currently, but before discussing this story, I would like to give one example of the friendship of immigration of Canada and the America. There is a border between Canada and US. Canada US border, you already saw a clip, one man running from Canada to US, and that is Indian. I think he is speaking Hindi language and is talking, I am in Canada now. And then he just walk little bit and cross the line, say, no, I am now in America. So there is no any check between Canada and US. Their permission to move into other countries, into each other countries from Canada to US and vice versa, is a evidence that Canada and USA were and are immigration friends, because until now there are no checks between US Canada border, I am speaking until now. There are some news that in the next days, when Trump will go to the office, might be these checks will be there. And but now, until now, still the illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants, feeling fear, scared in US due to the Trump deportation plan. They are moving from the USA to the Canada. But this status I never saw when one president of USA is talking about that Canada will pay 25% tariff. Tariff means taxes. I am able to explain you in a very decent way that if you are going to do business with USA, if you are Canadian businessman, you must be ready for 25% loss. I never saw businessman who will survive in a 25% tax cut. He will never do that business. Donald Trump, in other words, in code words, is giving a lesson to the Canada. If you want to invest in Canada, if you want to sell your goods in Canada, they are business partners. Canadian companies are working with the US companies. The US people are working in Canada. As I already told you, it's a huge blow, and it's looking that immigration became so hot topic of the current era 2024. I was telling that Donald Trump and Kamala Harris conversations when going on, debates were going on, their speeches were going on. I never saw US election which was almost 99% dependent upon immigration topic. And US citizens selected Donald Trump because Donald Trump told that I am the one, I will save you from undocumented criminal people. And that's why US citizens love their pets, and stories were coming that immigrants are eating their pets. So they were convinced that Donald Trump will protect us. And Donald Trump is doing the job as assigned by US citizens during US election campaign 2024, and what the commitment he has done with the US people. So he is doing same thing. He is a positive, but where was the problem? That Canada US developed little bit differences in immigration. Now currently Canadian authorities arrested many thousand. There are numbers which are doubtful, but reports are telling from 10,000 to 15,000 Indian illegal immigrants moving moving from United States to the Canada are arrested, and they were illegals. Normally, Canadian authorities allow the individuals the movement from the US to the Canada, as I confirmed you. So things are becoming worse. So I think this all problem created due to the huge numbers of the illegals which are currently present in the USA. I raised a question in my clip that how a country which is a developed country, which is almost father of all countries, US, allowed how many numbers to enter without visa, how it was happening. If I see that Donald Trump, the people of the world are talking that Donald Trump is talking wrong, but I will say that he is right in this angle. Which country will invite undocumented individuals with multiple numbers? I don't know JD Vance's statement numbers, statistical numbers are right or wrong, but in his briefing he told 50 millions. 50 million people crossed border. I never understand these 50 millions became US national in the last 50 years or 40 years or in last 10 years, 20 years. I'm not able to understand the data given by JD Vance. And maybe he's talking about 15 million. But still, it's huge numbers. And remember, the US was entertaining illegals and US was changing status, illegal to the legal status. Remember the Biden last major program in which spouses of the illegal people should have been given citizenship of the US, and the people were applying, but the federal judge of the Texas stopped that. They told that illegals have done crime, they crossed border, and in that program the deported people were also invited to come to join the US citizen spouses. But Donald Trump is have no intention. One sentence of Donald Trump became viral that if you want to go with your illegal partner, if you want to invite your illegal partner to the United States, you want to change the status of illegal into the legal, why you should not go with illegal to your home country? Because the NGOs were raising a question that wife and the husbands and children must live together. So Trump has a solution. If you are US citizens and your partner is illegal, how he became illegal? I think there was a suggestion from USA spouses that you just cross border, and there are laws in US. We will hire very good lawyer, and investigations are telling that lawyers were helping. There was something in US laws to favor undocumented immigrants. That's why the JD Vance data confirming how many people became national of USA. I think they must motivate a legal passage. Why legal passage is much difficult of US? Why legal way of getting visa is difficult? Why these people are not using legal way in spite of illegal way? Why US were not entertaining legal people much and illegal people more? Why New York was paying payments to illegals and illegal people were in trouble in United States in their visa extensions? I think the questions are raising. Hopefully, Canada and United States, Prime Minister Justin and President Donald Trump, being a sensible leader of sensible countries, will have patch up and will finish this 25% tariff, and Canadians goods and Canadian things will be in United States, and United States will get the benefit of Canada being a two top developed countries, and they are lesson for all the world. Thank you very much.